Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got an update for you guys regarding this Eagle-S Russian-linked oil tanker that is suspected of destroying undersea cables in the Gulf of Finland. We had reports that broke on Wednesday, on Christmas Day, that we had an undersea power cable, the S-Link 2, that runs from Finland over to Estonia, that was destroyed in the Gulf of Finland. And we also had four other data cables also being destroyed on that same day around the same time. So we recently heard that the Eagle-S Russian-linked oil tanker was being held off the coast of Finland and was seized by the authorities. The military of Finland also and their police force have boarded the ship to investigate to see if this ship potentially had anything to do with these destroyed undersea cables. Now, we've been reporting a lot of this happening recently. Well, I have an update for you guys. You can see here on your screen, Russia-linked oil tanker Eagle-S was loaded with spy equipment. Okay, isn't that something? And take a look at this also. It says the Eagle-S tanker suspected of damaging an underwater electricity cable on Christmas was kitted out with special transmitting and receiving devices to monitor naval activity. Okay, so we know that many of these ships, they head on over to the port of St. Petersburg. They travel through the Gulf of Finland, also the Baltic Sea pretty frequently. Now we're getting these reports here that this potentially was a spy ship from Russia. Now I'm going to go over this article with you guys. Might sound pretty crazy, but it's actually from Lloyd's List. And to make this situation even more interesting, we have reports also that another ship could be involved with the same similar equipment being installed. Okay, this is the UK sanctioned Swift Sea Rider. Okay, and this information is all being brought out by a source familiar with the vessel, which is the Eagle-S, who provided commercial maritime services to it as recently as 7 months ago. Okay, all this information was reported to Lloyd's List. Now I want to show you guys this report. It's pretty crazy. So let's go ahead and hop on over here real quick to Lloyd's List. Let me show you this information. Russia-linked cable-cutting tanker seized by Finland was loaded with spying equipment. Listening equipment was placed on Eagle-S and related tanker Swift Sea Rider to monitor NATO naval and aircraft activities, Lloyd's List was told. Okay, so that's apparently why these two ships had the spying equipment installed, was to monitor NATO, okay, monitor their naval and aircraft activities. And it says right here also, Eagle-S, the Russia-linked tanker, suspected of damaging an underwater electricity cable on Christmas Day, was kitted out with special transmitting and receiving devices that were used to monitor naval activity, according to a source with direct involvement in the ship, okay, which has since been detained by Finnish police. Okay, and if you notice, it's just coming out today, December 27th, 2024, and it says down here, Russia-linked Dark Fleet tanker Eagle-S, seized by Finland on December 25th for damaging an undersea cable, had transmitting and receiving devices installed that effectively allowed it to become a spy ship for Russia, Lloyd's List has learned. The high-tech equipment on board was abnormal for a merchant ship and consumed more power from the ship's generator, leading to repeated blackouts, a source familiar with the vessel who provided commercial maritime services to it as recently as 7 months ago. Now, let me note, if you're not really familiar with this Eagle-S ship, as far as I know, it was just a bulk carrier that was being used to transport oil. Okay, it was picking up oil from St. Petersburg, heading over to Egypt, I believe. Okay, so this is a Shadow Fleet oil tanker. Okay, part of Russia's Shadow Fleet, I should say. And apparently, yeah, it had some spy equipment installed on it. So take a look at this as well. It says here, as well as Eagle-S, another related tanker from the same ownership cluster, UK-sanctioned Swift Sea Rider, also had similar equipment installed, Lloyd's List was told. Cook Islands flagged Eagle-S and Honduras flagged Swift Sea Rider are two 26 Russia-linked tankers with opaque ownership, structures connected to three related ship managers, including two sanctioned by the UK government 12 months ago for propping up Putin's war machine. The sanctioned circumventing tankers were bought between 2022 and 2023 and placed under bareboat charter arrangements with Eiger Shipping, the shipping arm of Russia oil trader Litosco. Eagle-S was boarded by Finnish Forces investigating sabotage of the S-Link 2 undersea cable that disrupted the supply of electricity to Estonia from Finland. The tanker slowed and dragged its anchor around the cable during around midday. December 25th, Finland's police said another 3 cables were also damaged. The source, who declined to be identified to protect their safety, supplied at least 60 confidential documents about Eagle S to Lloyd's List in June, including the vetting report that outlined many safety deficiencies discovered during an inspection undertaken while at anchor in Danish waters that month. These documents and other relating to dark fleet tankers providing confidential and private information about class, insurance, and flag, and other technical and regulatory requirements were verified as genuine at the time. In July, Lloyd's List reported that serious deficiencies on Eagle S that compromise environmental and crew safety and underscored the poor maintenance and absence of adherence to regulatory and technical standards for the wider dark fleet. The source has since provided additional information telling Lloyd's List that an unauthorized person who was not a seafarer had been identified on board Eagle S. I wonder who that might be. They said listening and recording equipment was brought on to the 20-year-old tanker via huge portable suitcases, along with many laptops that had keyboards for Turkish and Russian languages when calling at Turkey and Russia. The equipment was kept on the bridge or in the Monkey Island, they said. The Monkey Island is the topmost place on the ship. The transmitting and receiving devices were used to record all radio frequencies and upon reaching Russia were offloaded for analysis. They were monitoring all NATO naval ships and aircraft, Lloyd's List was told. Okay, so not only are these ships being used to circumvent sanctions around the world, so that way Russia can continue to transport their oil or whatever, fertilizer, but primarily oil around the world is being heavily sanctioned right now. But also, according to Lloyd's List, we could have a few ships, maybe even more, that could potentially be spy ships for Russia. And it says here they had all details on them. They were just matching their frequencies. Russians, Turkish, Indian radio officers were operating it. Eagle S also dropped sensors type devices in the English Channel during a transit, they said. So they could have also dropped some sensors to possibly monitor the English Channel as well as they were traveling through there. They said no further equipment returned to the ship after it was offloaded for analysis, to their knowledge, but other devices were placed on another related tanker, the Swift Sea Rider. Claims that Russian-linked merchant ships are being used for spying and sabotage activities in the Baltic Sea, where Russia is surrounded by NATO allies, underscores the rising geopolitical tension in the region amid calls by European political leaders for increased maritime infrastructure defense. Okay, so there's more information down here talking about this S-Link 2 cable that was destroyed, and also we had another cable in the Baltic Sea recently coming from Sweden over to, I think it was Lithuania, from the Yipang 3 that potentially destroyed it as well. As far as I know, they're still investigating the Yipang 3 right now. That was several weeks ago. We talked about that. But this is very big news, guys. Pretty crazy information. Now, I'm curious to see what the Finnish authorities will claim and what they will bring about whenever they finish their investigation of this Eagle S. Will they talk about this ship being a potential spy ship, or what's going to happen here? But a very strange situation. I just want to give you some more details regarding this, that potentially this Eagle S Russia-linked oil tanker could potentially be a spy ship for Russia, and looks like maybe even another one called a Swift Sea Rider. So let me know what you think about all these details down below. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.